Hi everyone, my name is Dana and thanks for joining me today for this hip mobility series. If you are tight in your hips when you're in seated hip opener poses, have a yoga blanket or two nearby as we will do a couple of seated hip mobility exercises and seated hip opener poses. If you would start on your back with your knees bent, and I'll start showing to the side. See how I'm spreading my feet as wide as the sticky mat? I'm letting my knees drop together. Then I place one hand to my abdomen and one hand to my chest. Feel the pressure of your hands. Center yourself. Center yourself by breathing into your body, by feeling your abdomen and chest move underneath your hands. Feel your chest and abdomen rise and fall. Then place both of your hands onto your abdomen, relax your face, and breathe down into your abdomen. Feel your abdomen rise and fall underneath your two hands. Deepen your breath, calm your mind, and center yourself in your breath. Feel the breath for the gift that it is. Relax and deepen your breath. Stay connected to your breath. As you feel your abdominals again underneath your hands, can you gently grip your abdominals? You should feel your abdomen get a little bit firmer underneath your hands, and then relax your abdomen. 2 more times like this. Firm your abdomen underneath your hands, and relax. And 1 more time. Firm your abdomen underneath your hands. You should feel your abdominals get firmer to the touch, and relax. I would like you to maintain strength in your abdomen as we do this first hip mobility exercise. Firm your abdomen, keep your hands on your abdomen, and begin to rock your knees side to side. Be gentle with yourself as you rock your knees side to side. I keep my hands on my abdomen as, first of all, information. I can right away feel if my abdominals are losing their strength to the touch. Sometimes it's hard to notice when the legs are opening side to side like this. It's important as we continue through this series today, when the legs are rocking side to side, that the abdominals are firm and supporting the rotation of your spine. As you're here, a couple more deep breaths. Can you pull your knees closer to the ground while you maintain the strength of your waist? Now keep breathing and centering yourself in the strength of your abdomen, in the flow of your breath. As you bend your elbows and take your arms out to the sides, your arms are in an L shape. In other words, your elbows are bent at a 90-degree angle. Strengthen through your abdomen and rock your legs side to side. Strengthen through your abdomen, rock your legs side to side. I'm controlling my legs from my core. I'm not using momentum to swing my legs side to side. I'm actually integrated into the strength of my core. Last couple times. Press your arms firmly into the ground to begin preparing your back and your shoulders for some weight bearing in the arms. When you come back through center with the legs, hold your two knees in towards your chest. Take a couple full breaths. If you need to, rock to your side, but to engage the core, I encourage you to try rocking up as long as you know that's safe and appropriate on your back. I'm going to place my hands behind me and take the same spread between my legs that we just had. At any point, you could feel free to come flat to your back. I firm my abdomen. I keep my chest facing forward, and I start to rock my legs side to side. I'm not forcing my knees or my hips to do anything that they don't want to. That's not to say I don't feel anything. I feel quite a bit of work in my hips, my legs, my core. A couple more times with that chest forward position. Then as I move my legs to the right, I let both of my knees land to the ground, chest turns to the right, abdomen firm, press your knees down, sweep your left arm behind you. Now see how I strengthen through my core in order to bring myself back. So I'm actually firming my abs to bring my legs through center, and then I go to the second direction. I'm strong through my waist. I press my knees down. I take my right arm behind me and strengthen through center and first side. So I strengthen through my waist and I go towards the back of the mat. Strengthen through the waist. So listen, as we work through this, each direction, most important, strong core. Second, mobilize your hips. Okay, and then third, start to speed it up. If you can't keep your core engaged, you shouldn't speed it up. If you feel like your hips or knees are delicate, you shouldn't speed it up. This comes with time and practice, I promise. I am living proof. Deep breaths and strengthen and open. And strengthen and open. Strong core as you rotate. When you come back through center and take your hands behind you, let your knees and feet, knees be bent, feet be wide, hands behind. So I'm going to prepare the shoulders just a little bit more. So see how I'm actually walking onto one arm, second arm, and I start to walk my arms back. So this is just preparing my shoulders, my back. I walk my hands forward for the next bit here. So I practice taking my full body weight into my hands and into my arms, and I'm just walking forward and backward a couple more times. Gently preparing your shoulders. I continue to roll my shoulders back as I work on this Purvottanasana arm work, intense stretch of the East pose in the English. We're working on the shoulders in an extension while weight bearing. If it hurts the shoulders, the elbows, or the wrists, take a break, but if and as you can, this is really great work to help strengthen and heal up shoulder tweaks. And then when I come back through center, I'm going to come flat onto my back once again. So feet wide, knees wide, abdomen firm, arms out in that L shape. Rock your legs to the side. Strengthen your core, rock your legs to the side. Strengthen through your core, continue to rock your legs. See if your knees might be able to come down to the ground. Maybe even if your knees are on the ground, you can push your knees into the ground if that feels good to you. It shouldn't feel harsh on your joints. Couple more times rocking those legs side to side, strengthening through your waist. If the next part, revolved abdomen pose, gets to be too much, just go back to this type of work. This is typically a-okay, unless there's a major hip issue going on. If you feel your low back, you should be working your core a lot more. This is not a low back exercise, it's for the hips. When your legs come through center, can you bring your knees and your feet together? Pull your knees towards your chest, point your toes, and pull your heels towards your hips. Strengthen your core, press your shoulders down, start to rock your legs side to side. So I turn my head in the opposite direction that my legs are moving. So notice how, at least to start, I'm not moving my legs in a huge, wild range of motion. I'm actually preparing myself with an easier range first. I am completely strong through my core. I keep my shoulders on the ground, and then I start to open it up a little bit more into revolved abdomen pose, Jatara Parivartanasana in the Sanskrit. Rocking your legs side to side, strengthen through your waist and breathe. Hold the weight of your legs from the strength of your core, not from your neck, not by flopping your legs side to side. Integrate this work into your core. The knees are really bent right now. The straighter the legs are, the heavier they are. That said, when I come through center, I take a 90-degree angle bend, and then I start to rock. You're gonna notice the legs, they are heavier. It's much more back, core, side, strength work. Be appropriate with what you've got. Keep taking deep breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Full deep breaths in and out, even as you strengthen your waist. You might, to finish up, try extending your legs up into a leg lift position, and then start to rock your legs side to side. So that might just be a couple of inches. If your feet are not over your hips, you should not do this next part. See how I'm letting my feet just gently rock side to side, and I'm holding my legs from the strength of my abdomen. If you have more range, go for it. I have a wall on one side, and to be honest, I'm happy right here. Another 1 or 2 deep breaths. Strengthen your waist. Strengthen your waist. When your legs come through center, bend your knees in towards you and hold your 2 knees in towards your chest. Next, 2 feet to the ground. Can you extend your legs straight onto the ground? And push your heels. Push your heels down. So my feet are spread hips width apart. I'm straightening my legs. I'm strengthening my core. And I'm using this opportunity in a reclined mountain pose as I press my shoulders down into the ground to neutralize my spine. I know it looks like I'm just lying here, but I have a tremendous amount of work in my legs, My core, my sides, my chest is wide open because I'm pressing my shoulders down. Take a couple more deep breaths in and out. So this is our baseline, this reclined mountain pose. Bend your elbows out to the sides, elbows, shoulders and hands press. Left heel stays on the ground. Right knee bends in, pull it in tight like you did first stage of revolved abdomen pose. Second position of the leg is a 90-degree leg. So notice how when I pull my knee in, my toes are pointed. When my knee is over my hip, my foot is flexed. Then when I extend my right leg up, I'm going to Barbie toe or floint my foot as I extend my leg straight up. So come out the same way you came in, knee bent, then toes pointed, knee to chest. Right leg extend out. Push your heel, firm your abs, press your shoulders. Left knee pulls in with my toes pointed. So this is preparing my hips and my knees for some deeper bending. Next step, knee over the hip and I'm flexed in my foot. I strengthen through my waist. And then I create that, it's between a point and a flex, it's a floint. I'm pressing through my toe mounds. It's like a Barbie toe. I'm pressing through my toe mounds and I'm stretching my foot a little bit. Then flex the foot as you bend your knee. Point the toes as you pull your knee in tight. Left leg out to the ground. Brace your waist, press your heels. One more time. Right knee pulls in, toes pointed. My left leg stays completely straight. Flex your foot, knee over the hips, strengthen your waist. Barbie toe foot, extend your leg up. Then bend your knee, flex. Point, pull your knee in. Extend your right leg out. And press your heels, strengthen your waist. Left knee in, toes pointed. Flexed foot, knee over the hip, and then Barbie toe. Extend. And then flex, point, pull the knee in. Left leg out, press through your heels. Firm your waist. Exhale your two knees in towards your chest. Put those in the memory bank. We're going to come back to that. Firm your abs and rock yourself up. Okay. Feet and knees wide. Arms behind you. Body weight braced in your arms and your shoulders. Strengthen your core. Roll your legs to the right. Roll your body towards the back of the mat. Pick your left leg up. Take your left leg down. Left foot needs to get set wide. Strengthen your core. Bring your legs through center. It might be easier to see on this side. Strengthen your waist. Turn towards the back of the mat. Pick your right leg up. So this is working the right hip in internal rotation. Right leg down. Take your arms behind you. And then first side. So I have to stay strong through my core. See how I'm picking this back leg up to engage my hip. I'm keeping strong through my core as well. And I go back through to my second side and I just rinse and repeat a couple more times. So this is another mobility drill that's going to prepare us. It's preparing the hips, the core, and the back to work a little bit deeper into the hips in a more engaged way. Now, when I come back through center, you could go back to what we just did, or you can start to sit upright and pull your back muscles in. See how my hands are forward and up? And then see how I use my core to rock my legs towards the side. Left ankle picks up. Left foot comes down. Knees come up. See how I'm trying to keep my back flat? Knees rock towards the left. Right ankle picks up. Right foot down and switch. So if this does not work, if you can't keep your back flat, if the hips feel grindy, just use your hands and be less. Do less. It's good to listen to the body with these exercises. So the objective here is to build healthy and sustainable hip strength and mobility. Last 1 or 2 times. I'm trying to keep my spine extended as I work into my hip joints. Trying to roll my shoulders back as well. Stay strong through my core as I rock my legs at my own pace. When I go back through center, I'm going to come flat onto my back. And we're going to work those same 3 arm or leg positions that we worked a moment ago. So my arms are bent out to the sides. Elbows, shoulders, arms pressing. Feet hips width. Strengthen your core. Push your heels down. This is a great way to clear out that rotation work. Now everyone, right knee to the chest with toes pointed. Left heel stays on the ground. Firm your waist. Right knee drives out to the right, but don't let your left hip lift off of the ground or your left shoulder. Bring your right knee through center. Now cross your right knee towards the left and rotate onto your left hip. Shoulders to the ground. Right leg through center. So again, a little bit slower the second time. Hips square, right knee to the right. And if you need to look here, you'll see how my left thigh, hip, and shoulder are down as my knee drives out to the side. Right knee through center, and then I cross. And you'll see how the back of my hips are coming off of the ground as I press my shoulders and turn. When I come back through center, I extend my right leg out. I press through both of my heels. I strengthen my core. And then left knee pulls into the chest, so toes pointed. So once more slower is left knee to the left. My right hip and shoulder are not picking up off of the ground at all. I'm opening my left knee to the side from a feeling of strength. When my left knee comes through center, my toes are still pointed. I roll onto my right outer hip. The back of my hips are lifting off of the ground. My left shoulder is pressing into the ground. So one more time with that second side, with this very basic variation, which is driving the left knee out to the side, while right hip and shoulder stay on the ground. My core is engaged. My core is holding my leg, and then I would cross. So this would be a great basic shape to stick with. If you're just feeling this in the back and it's not good feeling, work for you, I know there might be some of you. Go back through center to mountain pose. Do this instead with 2 bent knees and turn, and doing the turn, the stretch out to the side, and then the twist, okay? Otherwise, can you keep both of your legs straight? Most of you should be able to do this part. So right knee pulls in, toes pointed. Right knee to the right, look left. Right knee to the left, look right. So it's like revolved abdomen pose, remember? Right leg to the right, look left, except we get an added hip opening now. And then switch. not legs switching the direction. And then again, switch the direction and breathe. And switch the direction and breathe. Stay strong through your core. Last 4 to the right. 3 to the left. 2 to the right. 1 to the left. Center and extend your right leg out, mountain pose, press your heels. Strengthen your core. Second side, left knee pulling in, left knee drives out to the left, head turns right. And switch. I keep my shoulders anchored, stay strong through my waist. Leg to the left, head turning opposite direction, toe pointed. And switch. Strong core, work your hips. And 6. Deep breaths, and 5. Deep breaths, 4. And 3. Strong core, 2. And 1. Center, left leg out. You can repeat this one more time, otherwise we're going to use the final 2 leg positions. Brace your waist. Right knee, 90-degree, foot flexed. Strengthen your core. Right leg right, look your head left. I keep my shin parallel to the ground. Twist right knee left, keep your shin parallel to the ground. Brace your waist, right leg right. Brace through your core, right leg left. And right. And left. And right. And left. If this is going well, last half is extending the leg straight with a pointed foot. Right leg right. And left. And right. And left. Strong core. Last 4. 3. Last 2. And 1. Right leg through center, right knee bends. Right leg out to the ground. Press your heels, strengthen your waist. Final side. Left knee bent 90-degree. Shin stays parallel to the ground. Left knee towards the left, head turns to the right. Knee twist. Strong core, leg left. Strong core, leg right. I'm trying to keep my shin parallel to the ground on the down portion. So leg left, leg right, leg left. And just notice how this is feeling. Leg right, hold the strength, hold your leg from the strength of your waist. If it's working well when you come through center, extend your leg straight, floint your foot, something between a point and a flex, and then leg to the left. I'm holding from the strength of my core. Leg right, leg left. You can always bend your knee, and right. Leg left, and right. Leg left, and right. And center. Last mountain pose on the ground. Heels pressing, core strong, shoulders pressing. Heels pressing, core tight. exhale your knees, both of them in towards your chest. Exhale and rock yourself up. Lean into your arms. Take your body weight into your arms. Spread your feet. Strengthen your core. Rotate. And just notice, are you getting a little bit more range? I am, with my chest forward. We did this more towards the beginning. It's so cool to see how things are shifting. And then I notice, okay, oh wow, I have a little more when I go back to that second variation. And then when I go back to the third variation, I see, okay, am I lifting? And oh, that's easier for me, for sure. And I bet for you, it's going a little bit better as well. From that strength in your hips. Rotating, and you could continue using the hands like this, or you could try coming through center and going hands free and turning and picking up your foot and ankle, and then turning and picking up your foot and ankle. And see, for me, I know for sure I'm getting a ton more range after that last series. Hooray. And then when you come through center, can you place your hands behind you? Take the weight of your body in your arms, and then take right ankle onto your left thigh and begin to walk your chest towards you. Now you could do this from flat on your back, a figure 4 stretch. But it's great to do this strength building for the shoulders while your shoulders are in extension. Deep breaths, lengthen your spine. Breathe into that stretch as we prepare the hips for a seated hip opener. Bound ankle pose is what's coming next. Now, as I stay strong through my waist, I'm going to take my legs towards the first direction, and I turn my chest in the opposite direction. I'm going to take my back hand towards my knee, and I'm just going to gently roll my shoulders back and pull towards the leg. And I take another deep breath, and then I go back with the hand. I come through center and second side. Right ankle to the thigh, left knee towards, or left ankle onto the thigh, left knee away as I walk in towards my shin. I'm breathing, lifting my spine. I'm taking that weight into my arms, into my shoulders. Deep breaths. Lift the spine, lift through the crown of the head. Full deep breaths in and out. And then see how I control from my core. As I take my foot down, I lean into my left hand, and then I might choose to take my hand towards that front knee and just kind of lift my chest and lengthen my spine. I'm using this for an extra little bit of strength work in the back shoulder, as well as that extra little bit of stretch into my hip. When I come back through center, I extend my legs forward. So this is called staff pose, Dandasana, when the legs are straight. The feet are spreading open. The hands come next to the sides. And the hands press in order to lift the chest. I'm today choosing a flexed foot. I have to work my legs extra hard to get my knees to press down when I do that. And see how my back is flat. If your spine is rounded, you should sit on the lift because it's your hamstrings and your back It's those tight muscles there. You could also choose to sit with your back against a wall. And that's a great way to start building strength for this pose and the next pose, which is bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. I'm gonna show with a lift under my hips because my inner thighs always start out a little bit tight, but then once I get going, they open. But it took me, I've been at this, 18 years, and it took me many of those years, truth be told, to, see, oh my goodness, see, I even need a second one, because what we need in this shape in the legs is the knees to be the same height as the hips. If the knees are higher than the hips, it actually has a tightening effect on the hips. And one of the objectives with this pose is we want to simultaneously strengthen and open the hips. So if the knees are higher, it's tightening your hips, and actually it can be harsh on your organs. And I can speak to this from personal experience. So it's not something that's like a superficial layer. It's actually a deeper reasoning to make sure that when you're in these seated hip openers, your knees can be in line with the hips or even lower than the hips. If you're still finding you're so tight, your back is at a wall, you have a lift under you, you could also take your feet farther forward, and that will have a little bit of a loosening effect on the grip in your hips and low abdomen. But notice how as I have my hands behind me, my knees are coming down. It's not magic. I'm working for it. I'm earning it. I contract outer knee to outer hip. You see that? Outer knee contracts to outer hip in order to descend my knees. So I feel tremendous work in my outer hips, an active lengthening in my inner thighs. And I feel a strengthening in my back and a lift. I feel strong in my core, but I'm not gripped. In particular, in my lower pelvic region, I'm lifted, but I'm not gripped. That's where some problems can arise for people, is a grip through the low abdomen and an overly aggressive grip in the pelvic floor. We can be strong without being gripped up and bound up in knots of tension. My goodness, that's why we do yoga. That's one of the reasons I do yoga. Anyway, so as I continue to lift through my spine, I might see, can my knees stay where they are as I take my hands towards the fronts of my ankles? And notice how my spine is still lifted and my knees are still descending. Breathe down into your hips. Stay strong, outer knee pulling to the outer hip. And that's how you will see progress in your hips if you can learn how to strengthen your hips and back without feeling those knots of tension in your pelvis or in your abdomen. There's two ways to come out. One way is using your hands to your outer knees and pulling your knees together. That's good for some people. That's really good for some people. What's better for my body is actually to strengthen my inner thighs and bring my legs together. So you could try both and see what you like. Stretch your legs out into staff pose a second time. I'm going to turn back towards you. I know the soles of my feet are facing you. I mean no disrespect. In Indian culture, it is known as a form of disrespect. So please, lovingly, I am stretching my feet open towards you. so that you can see how I'm pressing through my toe mounds and I'm trying to spread through my toes and feet. My arches are working, the soles of my feet, my legs are working, and I'm lifting up through my back. One final time with bound angle pose. So you'll see how once more, my knees are coming out to the sides. And even after just one go of that, I'm on a lower lift under my hips. I've taken a considerable amount out, and I've found the work in my hips where now I can get my knees to be where they need to be from a place of hip strength, so that my knees are at least in line with my hips and I don't feel any grip in my pelvic or lower abdomen region. I feel strong, but I'm supple, I'm open, I'm not bound up in knots. My hips are strong and open, but I feel tons of space simultaneously. And if that is a mystery to you, it takes time sometimes if that's not natural in your body. And if this is a free pose for you, good on you, enjoy it. It doesn't mean it's a freebie like you're not working. You should still feel a lot of work in your hips, but if you're open this way, then please enjoy it. My hands come to my ankles and I lift. You might also notice how the pinky side of my foot is pressing, and from the strength of my hips, I'm trying to open the soles of my feet like I'm opening a book. Lift the chest and breathe. And then you can either use your hands on your knees or use your inner thighs to bring your legs towards each other. Staff pose, Dandasana. Chest open, legs strong. Simple cross legs. Right shin forward. Simple cross legs. Learn, again, this position of the knee relating to the hip. Any hip opening seated posture for the health of your organs, you want the knees to be in line with or below the hips, unless you have some sort of support underneath your knees, like blocks or a blanket. You can twist to the right, so the knees and hips descend, and twist to the right, turn your head over your back shoulder. Breathe deeply into your abdomen. Breathe deeply into your hips. Inhale through center, and Sukhasana easy pose or simple cross legs. You'll hear this referred to second side in multiple ways. Simple cross legs, easy pose. Sukhasana is the Sanskrit, sukha meaning easy in the Sanskrit. So feel easy even as you're twisting. If simple cross legs isn't normally an easy pose for you, maybe you're feeling a bit more ease after that mobility work. And then come through center. I maintain the lift of my spine. I fold from my hips and go forward over the cross of my legs. Be easy in this easy pose. Breathe into your hips and your back. You'll notice as this pose opens, for me, you're gonna see me extend my arms more and more. You're gonna see me start to release my head. You might, if you have props around. You might choose to rest your head on a support, but notice how I'm trying to extend my spine away from my hips. Breathe deep and easy. Breathe deep and easy into this forward folding Sukhasana. It's nice to have the forehead touching something so that you can relax. Relax. Let go of any thoughts, relax. Gently lift your head and lift up. We have one more cross of the legs. Last pose, easy pose, crossing the legs. If you want something for the forehead, go ahead and grab it. I twist out of my hips. Breathe deep into this easy pose. Feel your breath. And second side twist, easy pose. Feel your breath. And coming through center, go forward one more time. So remember, the key here is in the name of the pose, easy pose. To the extent that you choose folding forward is dependent upon finding a state of ease, of relaxation. Relax and breathe. Relax and breathe deeply. Breathe deeply into your hips. Relax and breathe deeply into your hips. Feel ease in your body, your mind, and your breath. Maintain it as you gently lift up and take your hands to your sides. I'm going to end you in a brief seated meditation. So I feel ease in my hips as I place my hands to my thighs. Gently roll the shoulders back. Let your eyes close. Soften your face. Soften any knots. Soften any knots inside. And breathe into your hips. Relax and breathe into your hips. Relax and breathe into your abdomen. Be still, be quiet. Breathe and relax. Give yourself this gift of feeling ease. Ease in your body. Ease in easy pose. Ease in your breath. mind, and breath. As you take one hand to the abdomen, one to the heart. Feel your breath touch your hands underneath you. Feel your breath touch your hands. Center yourself. Stay centered. If you'd like to stay a few more moments in seated or take Shavasana, please transition there now. Otherwise, palms in front of the heart. Everyone, continue to breathe deeply within yourself. Center yourself. Center yourself and seal the work of this practice with the next breath that you take. Namaste. Thank you. And have a great rest of your day. Keep breathing. Stay gentle with yourself. Stay easy. And I'll see you soon. Bye.